past 2 years, I've had 3 probably quite major injuries. I've had my first ankle injury was quite a rare one within football. It doesn't really happen. It's more of a skier's injury. And I was out for about 8 months with that. That included a surgery, so that was a big blow. My second one was my first game back, and I snapped all 3 ligaments in the same ankle. I was out for about 9 months with that one, and then I came back for about 4 games and I felt a tweak in my back, and I found out I fractured my back. L5 complete fracture, so been out for the past probably 2 years. Not consistently, but I played about 6 games in 2 years, which is obviously a big blow for somebody who's all they want to do is really play football. It's quite demoralising, obviously. Something you want to do just gets snatched away from you like that. The first one probably hit home the most because I thought it was going to be, didn't realise it was going to be as tough as it was going to be. You don't really realise I was still 16, so I was still quite young. I just started full-time education, so I just started the full-time programme with Villa at that point, so that was my first season of 21s. And then I'd just moved to college in Birmingham, so I live in Nottingham, so obviously I was travelling most days, getting the train. It's quite demoralising when you know you've got to travel that far and you're not even going to play football. Yeah, it was really demoralising, but you have to crack on with it and you know what you've got to do to get back on the pitch. The second one, I kind of expected what I knew what I'd done. I knew I was going to be out for a sustained period of time. I'd missed out on something that I really wanted to go to. And then the third one, that one was really, really hard. Obviously, you don't want to hear that you fractured your back and that you might not be able to play football again. So obviously that's demoralising. And I think I had about 3 months completely off football, didn't do anything, just took time away just to reset, revisualise what I really wanted to do and make sure that I really wanted to go through the process again of doing it all. And yeah, played my first 45 minutes yesterday, so that was nice.
Yeah, the lowest point of my career was I had a serious hip injury, kept me out for about 9 months, and there was a chance that I probably wasn't going to play again at some stage. Yeah, it was really hard. I think I learnt so many lessons from it though. I think yeah, during that time, rehabbing the injury, I just thought to myself, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. Whereas previously, I might have been a little bit lazy, you know, skipped some sessions, or you know, didn't do those extra 1%ers. So I'm glad I went through the injury, but yeah, it was really difficult at the time.
Look, injuries are a massive thing in sport. The first thing we talk about is acknowledging you're likely to have an injury. So going back to that's the importance of a support network. So being ready when that's happening, when that happens, and then when you do unfortunately have an injury, again, who are you going to lean on? Who's going to give you that well-being support, professional support? And also, when I speak to ex-professional athletes, they talk about gaining some perspective. It might feel like the end of the world, but actually, there's things you can do when you're injured that can help you. So I worked with a rower who went into the gym. He improved his core in the gym, so when he came back, he actually came back as a better rower. So keep some perspective, reframe the situation about, okay, this is who I am. It's okay, I feel these ways, I feel angry about it, I'm frustrated, that's okay. Talk to someone, label those emotions, and then start to put a plan in place. Get involved in your rehab. Talk to your S&C coaches. What can I do to help with my injury management?
It ended early, my career. It ended in a moment where I felt like I was accomplishing my dream really and going into a next phase of my career, which was becoming captain of my hometown team, which was Leeds Rhinos, at 26 years old. In that same season, I suffered a brain injury which put me out of playing. It put me out of a lot of normal life actually, in terms of migraines and dizziness, emotional dysregulation, vertigo, and yeah, coping with a brain injury at the same time as COVID, but at the same time as losing my job, my identity, my purpose that I'd had for most of my life at the same time.